So why is a gal up at 5 o'clock in the morning? All a mess. Because it's 60 days to Walt Disney World. That's why. Doesn't everybody do that?
Just a bit of texie dust.
You will have to forgive the early morning voice. It really is just a little past 5 a.m. I got my reservations first, of course, before I started filming. I'm so excited. We're going to be there for May the 4th at Hollywood Studios. And why is day 60 before your trip so very important, folks? Because that's the day you get your reservations. If you want to build a lightsaber, if you want to do anything really, if you want to eat at any of the nice restaurants, the carriage rides that are at resorts, certain activities at the resorts like a starlight safari, things like that will open up for reservations 60 days before your trip. Also, with the new DOS Pass policy, you can apply for your DOS Pass 60 days before your trip instead of 30. So that's why the number 60 is so very, very important to planning a Walt Disney World trip. Now, if you don't want to be up at the butt crack of dawn, then I suggest using a travel agent. I'm not a travel agent. I'm just a crazy Disney adult who likes to control everything. So I get up and make my own plans and make my reservations and do all of that. Having said that, it took me a while. I feel so silly admitting this, but I always could never figure out why I never got good times or good fast pass times back at the old system. Because I wasn't getting up for Florida time. I was getting up at 6 a.m. in Texas. I wasn't taking the time change into consideration, which is a silly mistake, but it can cost you. If you're wanting to do Ohana's, if you're wanting sci-fi dining, the reservations that go boom, 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 Cinderella's Royal Table, you're going to want to be up when the reservations drop at 6 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're in Texas, that means 5 a.m. If you're in California, I don't even know what that means because I don't live out there. But my point is, make sure you're getting up at the right time or you'll miss out on the really, really hard to get reservations. Having said that, I got Ohana for breakfast with Lilo and Stitch. I've done it before. My son has not. So I'm very, very excited about that. We got our lightsaber reservations. My husband and son are going to build lightsabers. We got a reservation at Olga's Cantina. And my mom's favorite restaurant is Sci-Fi Dining. So we're going to do that one too. And to get those kinds of reservations, you got to be up early in the morning. I'll be honest, I was up. The reservations were dropping at 5. I was up at 4:30, and the first thing I checked was the lightsabers. They were already available. I don't know if the Enchanting Extra reservations open up a little bit before the food always, but I know in this case, when I went on there at 4:30 a.m., I was able to get reservations at the perfect time for May the 4th for Savi's workshop. So that was mwah, chef's kiss. So happy I did that. We are staying on Disney Resort, which means I did get to make reservations for my entire trip at this time. I didn't have to wait for the rest of the week to drop. If you are not staying on Disney Resort, you can only reserve like 60 days out, meaning if the first day of your trip is June 5th, then 60 days before that, you will book for June 5th. And then for June 6th, you'll have to get up again and book. And for June 7th, you'll have to get up again and book if you want to make reservations. I got to be honest, when I don't stay on property, like I don't go to the dining places, usually that's a cheaper trip. You're staying at a cheaper hotel. You're going at an off time. You're eating quick service. You don't necessarily need to make reservations, is kind of my point. But when you do stay on property, it's always a nice perk to know that you can make the reservations. We don't do dining plan because even though we're going to dine at a few places, we're there for 5 days and I have 3 reservations. And one of them's a bar, not food. So my point is we're going to eat at quick service most of the time. The days we're not in parks, who knows what we'll eat. So I know my mom wants to try the Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips shop. So maybe we'll hit that up. I'm rambling. It's 5:30 in the morning at this point. I am rambling. The whole point of this video, though, is to remember 60 days before your Walt Disney World trip. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Unless, of course, you use a travel agent and then you don't have to put up with any of this nonsense. I am not a travel agent, nor do I know any. But I just imagine for folks who are busy, it's the only way to plan a Disney World trip. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it at 5:30 in the morning and rambling. Why not? I'm very excited about this trip. I mean, to say that it is bucket list trip to go with my husband and my son to Hollywood Studios on May the 4th. And my mom gets to be there. Like, I've taken my daughter a lot to Disney World, but my son I haven't gotten to go on a one-on-one trip with. So, it's kind of exciting. All right, guys, I need to get back to bed.
A few moments later.
Just proving sky was dark when I was up getting those reservations. It's a crazy thing to do. Only dark clouds and my street light.
Hey! Come back, wherever you are!